What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Matthews and
Symone. Jalen Mills is somebody that I get behind.
I'm not even gonna cap on DeAndre Hopkins. He has the best hands in the league.
Played through it, hobbling on back to the field.
Right. I'm saying when you one of the best teams out there, you know the other team's division ain't got no choice but to try and get like you. You dig?
So let's get right into the video.
Let's go. All right, guys, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell so you don't miss a single video as soon as we drop it, and check out the many links down below to buy us coffees, shop the official Simone with the Sports Mizerch that she is not wearing right
today,
now.
You know what I'm saying? Laundry day. Gotta watch it sometimes.
It be like that sometimes. You can't always wear it. It's all good. But we got some very special guests in the building today, Simone. We got Sydney Stanley in the building.
You gotta drop their governments?
It's her last name. I say her middle name.
Sid with the Spizzorts.
Sid with the Spizzorts, the Sid Science Kid, whichever, you know.
See, now you giving out too many details.
I was saying the Science Kid, too many details. And we also got our boy Leonard Nettie in the building as well, our #1 Toronto Raptors fan in our hearts, even though, you know, they down bad like the Hawks right now, but it's okay.
We're gonna get into it.
Always up.
All right, guys. Well, first, you two had the pleasure of being at Game 2 of Celtics Nets in what's TD Garden. I almost forgot. I wanted to call it Madison Square, but that ain't right. In TD Garden. So give us the atmosphere, give us the vibe. Tell us how it was witnessing that Celtics comeback.
I mean, it was everything you would want it to be in a Game 2 situation. It was electric. It was a lot of fun. Marcus Smart recently won Defensive Player of the Year, so they started out with like giving him his flowers. Then we got into business. It was a good game. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was electric.
Yeah. You know, I've been to TD Garden probably 3 or 4 times now, and I think compared to other arenas, it's definitely got a good feel. You know, it's got like a close feel, close to the action feel. And I've been to at least one other playoff game, not at TD Garden, another arena, but what I felt there, that was like another level. People were into it. People, you know, from walking up to like pregame to everything. It was just, it was loud.
Kyrie sucks. We're out. Honestly, y'all, like it was wild. Like the energy they have for him is different.
Yeah.
So, just looking at the pictures, and I'm gonna scroll some pictures on here and stuff like that. Y'all have seen me and Dylan at State Farm versus seeing like the pictures and all the stuff at TD Garden. Dylan, State Farm ain't got shit.
Oh, I know it doesn't. I know,
and not even just
like
the arena, but yeah, the atmosphere. Like you don't have that same vibe down here in Atlanta.
I know it had to be intense up there.
Right.
It had to be intense.
It had to be
intense. For business. It was a business trip.
Well, maybe when we go to the Hawks Heat, because I think Hawks Heat would be my first playoff game. Maybe it will be turned up, piped up.
It'll definitely be better. I'm gonna be honest and say, you know, Celtics fans they just different, you know, and that's
like a cult.
And that's such a storied franchise. They've been around for so long too. Like, I don't know if State Farm's gonna match. It'll definitely be a better vibe than the regular season. I don't know if it's gonna match a Celtics playoff game though. It'll be better, but I don't know if it'll match a Celtics playoff game.
With the energy of prestige franchises, like going to the games is different.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
That's why I'm so excited. I know it's not NBA, but when I go to that Eagles game for the first time at the league,
I know it's storied franchises.
The Eagles are the Eagles been around since day one of the first. Anyway,
she said that to get you riled up.
Right, but anyway, they say that video is not that topic. But y'all were in the building. Celtics was down 17. At most 17 was their highest deficit. Right. Came back, battled back like it was nothing. That was the scariest part about this Celtics because they're not young, but they haven't been there. They haven't won before. Like they're core tandem, but they're just playing right now like with ease. Like you're going against I'm about to call him Grim Reaper, Slim Reaper, and Kyrie Irving, and they're just so cool, calm, and collected. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. Do y'all think they're gonna win this series?
Yeah, I mean, to your point about them being down 17, like it didn't feel like they were down at 17. You know, like when you're at a game and people get kind of like sad or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, like it didn't feel like they were down 17, and that's just like the trust I think people have in this team and the confidence that they have in themselves. Also, I was low key kind of rooting for the Nets.
Oh,
wait!
Bombshell! Hold on,
bombshell!
We gotta tap into that a little bit. We gotta dive into that. How are you wearing a Celtics jersey tee right now with Jason Tatum?
Do y'all want to see?
For the Nets.
Do y'all want to see Kevin Durant lose in the first round? I don't.
So
I have a soft spot for Seth Curry. I'm sorry.
You have a soft spot for who?
KD and Seth Curry. I'm sorry.
It's that.
Wow.
I've never heard anyone say they have a soft spot for Kevin Durant.
I am shocked.
I thought Jason Tatum was your king.
Right.
Jason Tatum is my GOAT, but I mean, I respect KD. KD is like our new LeBron.
You're kind of like Jason Tatum can have his turn when KD's done.
Right. Exactly. Jason Tatum will be there. I want to see KD do his thing with the Nets. I'm sorry.
KD had his turn multiple times. He's been Finals MVP twice. He's amazing. He's a legend. He's already there. He's got it. He doesn't need any. He doesn't need to prove anything.
Seth Curry doesn't have a ring.
That's it.
Seth Curry will be
He'll
all
be
right.
another contender next season.
So do you have
trade deadline?
So I mean,
I have the Celtics winning. I think.
does Kyrie have anything to do with it too, or you don't like Kyrie? Is that
I'm not a Kyrie fan.
okay? That's what I thought. I couldn't remember.
So
Could afford things. Sydney's mentioned the energy a few times. The Celtics fans were absolutely dedicated to, as soon as Kyrie touched the ball, it could be like, like a give and go or something, and it would be like boo and stop. They were like on it every time. So
That's dope.
the energy of the arena, there was positive energy towards the Celtics. There's extreme negative energy towards Kyrie. I think at some point Cindy had to question her allegiance and think about where she fell on that spectrum. But yeah, the Kyrie thing is real. And I think he's obviously talked about it publicly. He's got his approach to it. But definitely from what I saw at the game, I understand, why he feels the way he feels when he comes into the arena.
They had time for him every single
I gotta let that hurt go.
They need to let the hurt go. I have the Celtics winning the series. I think he'll probably go 7 though. I don't think the Nets are just going to lay down, but I think the Celtics will pull it out. This defense wins championships, and Jason Tatum was locked in. Marcus Smart.
Well, speaking of defense wins championships.
Hold on, I got one more question about y'all being at the game. Did y'all fall into the boo and Kyrie thing too? Were y'all
No.
Kyrie?
No.
Nah.
I'm surprised you didn't say it because you're not a Kyrie fan. I thought you'd have been booing your little heart out.
No, I sent y'all the clip, but even at the player intros when they did Kyrie and Seth, I was like, woo. Okay.
So were they selling lobster rolls?
Lobster rolls. I didn't know what.
It's Boston.
In Fenway, they do. If you go to a Red Sox,
Okay. They don't have a Maine Cousins lobster stand in TD Garden.
If only.
Okay, y'all. So defense win championships. Let's talk about that. I have the Celtics winning right now only because, like I've been saying, the Nets have just been playing so uninspired lately. Not even just in this series, but their last 10, 12 games, it's just been kind of going through the motions. I don't know if it's because, they've won before, super vets on the team. But you insert a certain Ben Simmons, I don't know how that changes things, only because I don't know how, Ben hasn't played NBA level basketball since, I don't know, last season, since that Hawks game.
Yeah.
So I just don't know, Ben Simmons last season and the season before, was shut down the best of y'all. But I don't know how Ben's going to look just coming in, inserting to a game 4. He's not even in the rotation. He don't even got the groove going with the players, you know. So I don't know how that's going to look inserting him mid-series.
I mean, me and Leonard have talked about this. I mean, I agree with Isaiah Thomas, the Celtics Isaiah Thomas, who he tweeted the former. Right,
I thought the other Isaiah Thomas.
The legend.
He tweeted and was like, "Oh, y'all saying like Ben Simmons is supposed to fill in like with a Draymond Green role. Like anyone could just come in and do that and like be a Draymond Green on the spot like that." Okay, so I mean, I said that to say I'm worried about Ben Simmons and being essential to the lineup because I mean it's just always intangibles, you know.
Yeah.
I think we're good where we are at right now, and like he's an intangible, Ben Simmons. So if I don't know, he could hurt the Nets, but he could also be a boon to them. And I don't know if we'll be able to adjust to that. I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine, like covering him like offensively and stuff. But you know, you just throw in a new element, a new factor. You have to respond to it. I just don't know if it'll go either way. Like, so I mean, I'm not excited about him returning to the Nets because who knows? But I think we'll be fine.
So,
I'm sorry, I got laughed.
Okay, I think you caught it too.
When she said we, she said we, but she's wearing Celtics right now.
No, she said we'll be fine as if the Celtics.
No, she said we.
No, we.
Multiple
that's
times.
Oh.
Okay.
Me and Leonard was on the same page. I was like, say we. Talking about the Nets.
Confusing.
But
yeah. I agree with y'all. I don't think it's gonna make a big difference. It's so hard, especially on defense. You're not like locked in. You don't know I mean, maybe he's learned the rotation and stuff like that, but to have that instinct ready to go in a playoff atmosphere against the Celtics, who are like, I wouldn't have believed this at the beginning of the year, but like they are just so locked in and so on point with everything. Like, yeah, I don't see that changing much.
My thing is, if the Nets win game 3 and Ben comes back game 4, then yeah, I think Ben would be a tied Turner for the Nets. But if the Nets lose game 3 and go down 3-0, I don't see the point of Ben coming in game 4. It's going to be so hard to win a game 4 after you're down 3-0. But I mean, you insert somebody like Ben Simmons. I don't know. Offensively, yes, it'll be awkward because it's awkward to get your half court going with a brand new guy in the starting lineup. But defensively, I feel like he would be plug and play defensively. I feel like easier to just jump in and play some defense, lock somebody down. I feel like it's going to be more awkward on offense. But then again, Ben isn't somebody who's going to be offensively like trying to score. He's just going to be setting up KD and Kyrie, which we know he can do extremely well. And you see a lot of times Seth Curry's, trapped in a corner, double team. Seth isn't like really good off the dribble. But you insert somebody like Ben Simmons, if Ben Simmons is double team, he's really good facilitating, dribbling out of trap, boom, boom, setting and finding somebody up.
And then it could also too help them as far as the Nets go. It could help them, maybe in the fast break and, give the Nets an extra boost in the fast break or even in the rebounding category because he's a solid rebounder with his size. So, it could, we're talking about how it could affect the Nets. It could affect the Celtics in a way where they're just not ready for, what he brings on the break and, whatever he may or may not do offensively. So, it might cause some mismatches for the Celtics. They haven't game plan for because they honestly haven't thought Ben Simmons was going to come back.
And we doing all this talking and Ben Simmons ain't coming back.
Right. He like, man, y'all focus too much on me.
Right.
Really engaged, on the sidelines, which I was surprised because there's this narrative that Ben Simmons don't care or whatever, but he was fired up the whole time, standing up on the sidelines, engaging with the team, reacting to plays and stuff. So I don't know if that narrative of him being just mentally checked out, don't want to play. I don't know how fair that might be.
Yeah, we'll see. I just don't know. I just can't see Ben. If they're saying targeting game 4, if they're down 3-0, I just can't see Ben mindset wise coming in on a sweep game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
don't know.
We'll see. But all right, that's the Celtics Nets. Let's move on over to another game that happened over in the West last night, and that was the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. The Timberwolves blew a big old lead. After the Grizzlies went on a 21-0 run, Timberwolves did not call a timeout. A lot of scrutiny for that. They're facing this afternoon, whatever you want to call it. Anywho, how do y'all feel about this Timberwolves-Grizzlies series?
It's funny because I had that game. I had some meetings and some work last night. So I had that game on just kind of on the side. And the first time I had it on, it was 51-29, and I was like, oh man, the Timberwolves got this. And then, goes to do some work back halftime. It's 51-45. I'm like, how did that happen? They just went on a it just kept happening, and then boom, Timberwolves were up again, and then again I look back again, and suddenly it's like a tie game. I feel like, Charles Barkley of all people had been like pointing out from a long time ago what he thinks about the Timberwolves squad. And I see like, it's a lot of youth and a lot of like, when they're going, but when you kind of slow them down into the half court and, you can kind of pick them apart. And I don't know. I mean, they have a lot of talent. They have incredible talent. When you look at their roster, I'm like, man, these people are going to be like studs in the future. Some of them are studs now. Anthony Edwards already is like Russell, Cat, but I don't know what they got to do to get it together. But it's just really undisciplined sometimes.
Did they have talent or are they gifted?
Oh, okay. Dropping a little food for thought.
No, we were talking about this. I think in terms of Ben Simmons, like a smart kid, and you're like, oh, you're gifted, but then you realize because they have that.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, is Karl Anthony Towns? He's gifted, I think.
He's big.
Exactly, he's big.
I would say he's talented, and he doesn't use all of his gifts. Like it takes talent because he's 7-footer pretty much, shooting threes like it's nothing. Like it's not necessarily easy to do that. And, he can put the ball on the floor. He can make like he's good, but it's kind of almost that like Anthony Davis thing of like, man, you are so big. If you kind of like bang down low a bit more, like, who's going to stop you really? And like, that's not his game. And that's, that's obviously his choice and stuff. But you do kind of wonder, where this team could go, if they lived up to the potential, where they could go. So and having Patrick Beverley as like that veteran leader, I think is great for them. Like you see it on the court, he just makes those plays. He like settles them down sometimes, or he tries to at least. Sometimes he riles them up, but
these teams, I've said this before, these two teams are just so young. I feel like this series could go still either way.
Yeah.
Now, that was a big blow to the Timberwolves last night. That won't necessarily be easy to recover from. How are you guys feeling about this series? After the Timberwolves blowing that big lead, do you guys think, the Timberwolves are kind of just going to go downhill and this might be a series that ends in 5 now? Or do you all think this is a series that can still go the distance?
I feel like this series, and I keep moving the needle. I keep saying this. First game, I said it's going to come down to game 2. Then I said it's going to come down to game 3. Game 3 will decide. I keep changing. But this series will come down to game 4. Like I said, whoever wins game 4 is going to win this series because it's just been too many tales told in this series.
Yeah.
First, it's a close battle and the Wolves grit it out, go get game 1, steal game 1 on the road.
Right.
The Wolves. Then game 2, the Wolves get blown out the park. It's like all Grizzlies, everything. Yeah, Grizzlies, y'all caught us slipping. You know what I mean? We were smelling ourselves as number 2 seed, but we got y'all back.
Right.
Then they go home. And the fact that now I didn't get to watch that game because Hulu Plus Live TV run me some freaking
down,
money.
Bro.
Run me my money.
It went down for like 3 hours.
Well, run Dylan's mom her money because that account was tripping. Me and Dylan couldn't watch the game.
I know, it was frustrating.
Right.
Did not get to witness the comeback. We heard about it. We didn't see it.
Right. But anyway, the fact that the Wolves even went up 21 points says something. Now, I don't know why or how. I didn't get to watch the game. I don't know what happened, how they went up. Obviously, the Grizz were asleep. And at some point, the Grizz woke up and stormed back. But there was something there that got them that 21-point lead. And I just feel like game 4 would tell all because I'm still not completely asleep on the Grizzlies.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to what we got going on tonight. 3 great games. We got...
Well...
Don't
2 great games.
Don't try it. Wow.
Well, who's playing tonight?
3 great games. I was about to tell you before I got rudely interrupted. Anywho,
the Hawks must be playing tonight.
You said.
I said the Hawks must be playing tonight.
Yes, the Hawks are playing tonight, and they're one of our 3 great games. So we got the Bucks and the Bulls, Hawks and Heat, and we have the Suns and Pelicans. So we'll go through them in order. The Bulls got a big win.
No, Hawks play first.
I don't know who plays first.
Y'all play first.
The Hawks play first, yeah.
Oh, we play first? Wow. Okay.
I wonder if your little Hawks call.
Yeah, so Hawks and Heat play first on ESPN. Then we got Bucks and Bulls on ABC, and then the doubleheader continues
Don't
on
be giving
ESPN.
up all that free promo.
On Pelicans and Suns. We'll start with the Hawks and Heat. My Atlanta Hawks, you know what I'm saying?
Yours, yeah.
Trying to not feel
Yeah,
it.
you can have them, Dylan. Do you think your Hawks call,
What'd you say, Sydney?
that Hawks call you made, when y'all were picking the games, do you think that jinxed them at all?
No. I didn't jinx my team. I would never do. Anywho, the Hawks obviously have to get a win tonight. They go down 3-0. Even myself, as much as it was a pain, hurt me to say, if we go down 3-0, we're probably going to get swept. But we're going to get a win tonight. I'm speaking it into existence, and that's what's going to happen. So we're going to be all right back in State Farm. Trae Young has played 2 very bad games. But from an outside perspective, a non-biased perspective, how are y'all feeling about this Hawks Heat series?
I don't feel anything really about the series.
Okay.
It's going as expected, I would say.
Oh, okay. Going as expected. That's great. Okay, Leonard, what you got to say?
Well, it's a 1-8, but the difference in wins isn't like huge. It's not like these are like totally different stratosphere level teams,
Right.
but the Heat do have an agenda. And the Hawks are kind of like coming back into it. They made a good run last year. I think I didn't catch all of the last game, but I did see towards the end. I saw the way the Heat were just pounding Trae Young on putting him into pick and rolls and just setting him up for embarrassment with Jimmy Butler. I don't really know what they do defensively against the Heat. And as much as I want it to be like a more competitive series, I think they have the firepower, and I'm sure they could steal a game or two. But I don't know. It might be too much for them.
Wait, Leonard, do you have a soft spot at all for the Hawks? Or growing up there?
Oh yeah,
First of all,
he's from
hold on.
Georgia.
Let's just stop all this. Just pause, because it's a lot going on for new listeners. We got a lot going on. We got to do a little explaining.
Okay, go ahead.
So if you made it this far in the video, you really rock with us. I'll owe you an explanation because it's a lot going on. So Sydney went to Duke, and she lives in Boston. So she was at Duke when Jason Tatum was there, and then she went to Boston when she graduated Duke. And Jason Tatum went to Boston when he got drafted. So it's just a perfect storm for that. Dylan, y'all already know me and Dylan. Leonard is Canadian.
That's what you call it.
That was a perfect response. That's what you call it.
No, because I know ethnicity and nationality are 2 different things. So
yeah, I was born in Toronto. I was there until about high school, and then came to Atlanta for basically high school to college. And then went to college in Philly. So, got love for the Sixers too. Tough series for me.
So that's where our Raptors come from. Just, because they'll be down below. What's going on? Celtics, right. And why is a Raptor on here?
Right.
So where did we leave off?
We left off
Hawks.
Because Cindy asked Leonard, do you have a soft spot for the Hawks? And that's why she asked.
So you say no NBA culture in North Carolina. I mean, Dylan, I don't know how you feel about it, but when I was in Atlanta, there wasn't really much Hawk culture. Yeah. So, so no, not really a soft spot. I did really like, Dominique, or at least I like watching his highlights and stuff like that. But that's pretty much the extent of my connection. Yeah,
just to piggyback off of that, when Dominique and, everybody was in town, there was definitely more culture then because we were competitive. And, once Dominique is gone and we were in the, phase of us being just really bad, once, Joe Johnson and Mike Bibby and Josh Smith and Marvin Williams and all those, cats got in here and we were, good for those, we made the playoffs for 8 straight years. We were in mediocre. We didn't really make it past second round.
60-win team, though.
Yeah, those were solid teams. We know Hawks culture came back a little bit, but, now I feel like it's really starting to get established again because we know we have a bona fide star and Trae Young. So, yeah, I would agree with, us growing up, because we're around the same age, there was really no super diehard Hawks culture there would be for the Celtics or even the Raptors or, a team like that.
Yes, I love the history on here. I love it.
Yeah.
Good culture. No, it's good culture. Bring your culture to Tough call.
You need a history lesson.
Oh, that part was edited out. So why you bringing that up?
I know. I'm just
so back to y'all series.
That was a laugh.
Back to y'all series. Now let me get my few little quick takes on the series. Positive for the Hawks. One, y'all are headed back home. Y'all have to get this win tonight. Right. Do you hear me, Hawks? Do you hear me? Y'all have to get this win tonight. Two, a positive for the Hawks is that in both games y'all lost, Trae Young sucked.
Yeah.
Trae Young, I do not believe is going to suck 3 games in a row.
Right.
Game 1.
And we were in the second game.
And game 1, y'all had just played 2 win or go home battles.
Yep.
Y'all had just got off the road from Cleveland. Y'all were exhausted. And then in y'all last games too, even in y'all last regular season games, all of those were like
playoff
must wins to stay out of the 10th seed and all that.
Right.
So y'all had a lot going on coming into that game 1 versus the Heat.
Right.
So yeah, y'all came in tied in game 1. Now game 2, Trae Young was busted, and usually Trae Young is the one who's winning y'all games.
Right.
So I don't think Trae Young is gonna be busted 3 games in a row, so you can't count on that.
Right.
Also, too, y'all had to adjust for Clint Capella getting hurt. Clint Capella is a huge part of that Hawks team. Defense, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. When Trae Young is triple, quadruple, the dipple team, throw it up, jam. You saw a lot of miscommunications on the lobs and stuff because usually him and Clint Capella. Because that chemistry wasn't there. Yeah, it's
and
right
JC
there.
was just coming back, so they had to readjust for that and stuff like that. So, and then 2, Clint Capella was,
I'm done.
My bad. He had been playing really well. So no, you make good points.
Well, okay. Well, I guess I'm done.
Oh no, you can get to
it. But y'all might steal a game. But again, the Heat. Baby, them Heat fired up, and Jimmy Butler got a lot to prove because a lot of people want to talk about Jimmy Butler.
There's a lot to prove.
Yeah, but again, like Leonard said, a 45-point night from Jimmy Butler isn't happening every other. Jimmy Bucket's up there in age, can't pull off the 50-point nights all the time. So Jimmy Buckets might cool off, but the sad thing about the Heat is for y'all, they're deep. If Jimmy Butler's not knocking down shots, you got freaking dead men knocking down shots. You got freaking PJ Tucker. Anybody can knock down shots. It look like for the Heat. Yeah,
it's true. We'll see. I think we get a win tonight, though. I think we get a win tonight. So I'm feeling good. I'm staying 10 toes down on this take. This series is at least going 6, at least.
Now, as a Sixers fan, I'd rather play y'all.
We'd rather play y'all too.
Than the Raptors?
Yeah, because y'all saw what happened last year.
That was okay. Moving on.
What y'all talking about? What happened?
Okay, so the winner of Hawks Heat plays the winner of Sixers Raptors.
Yeah. Dang, why did the Celtics lose to Memphis that last game? We could be playing the winner of the 76ers and Raptors instead of playing the Nets and Bucks.
First of all, y'all are handling the Nets. So what the problem is?
But I'm saying that's not a guarantee. And then we can play the Bucks. I would much rather play winner of Toronto 76ers.
We're gonna get to the Bucks, but the Bucks are injured.
They are injured. First, I do want to slide into a little bit of this, while we got a Sixer and a Raptor here. I want to get into this series.
We're gonna get to that last. We gotta preview the games tonight.
Oh, you're right. My bad. I got off.
Well, stay on topic.
I know, I'm tripping. Anyways, we'll go ahead and move on to Bucks Bulls. The Bulls got a big win on the road in Milwaukee, so they flip home court to Chicago, where they're moving tonight. And DeMar DeRozan was just absolutely on fire in game 2. He went off.
Leonard, are you in your feelings a little bit with?
Oh, absolutely. This whole season, like I don't know. I think back about that trade a lot, and I'm like, that championship just gave a lot of validity, and like I'm totally fine with whatever the Raptors do. They could lose for the next 10 years. I'll be happy. But like losing DeMar was, it almost doesn't feel worth it sometimes. So, but seeing him succeed, like, when he wasn't getting recognition on the Spurs, and then he finally, like, people really noticed what he was doing. He was doing this the whole time, but people just didn't notice until he got to the Bulls and had like a real squad around him. Just amazing. So, I didn't get to catch the game, but I saw some of the highlights, and I saw he kind of helped, put the Bucks away. I saw, he went off. Like, I'm so excited for him, so happy for him. He just seems like a good guy and a good player and good teammate, and I don't know, just happy for him. This series is gonna be tough. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to beat the defending champs, but, they would be my pick. Like, if I could support another team, it would just be for him. And, I don't know if they're going to get it, but it would be for them. Yeah.
Well, they accomplished their first mission, got one on the road.
So if your Raps go down, are you like rooting for the Bulls because of DeMar, like the rest of the way?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think they'll make it past this series, but yes, if they did, then
Wait,
yeah,
the
I would.
Raptors or
The Bulls. But yeah, I would definitely, basically Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan are my guys. I feel weird rooting for the Heat because like the Heat have enough supporters, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And Kyle already won a ring, but like DeMar, just because of everything he went through of like, oh, he can't be that guy, he can, he can't take you there, he can't be a number one option, he just heard it for so long. And now he is being that guy, or at least he's trying to be that guy. So yeah, that would absolutely be who I'd support the most, not including the Raptors.
I love it.
I like that. Yeah, I got mad respect and love for DeMar. You can't not like DeMar DeRozan.
I don't see how anybody could not like DeMar
And
DeRozan.
I wanted DeMar, first of all, check the trade machine, trade rumors back in the day. I wanted DeMar to get, like, when DeMar was in limbo, I wanted him to go to the Sixers because
you picked everybody over the Sixers.
Yeah,
all the good players, you know what I mean? All the DeFrozens.
If the trade machine's successful, make it happen.
So yeah, I feel like this series, I mean, of course it's cliche, but with Chris Middleton down, it's just gonna come to Giannis is going to be a superstar to get them past the Bulls, because even before, I mean, the Bulls took them close in game one, they took game two, but it was both two close games.
Right.
In the first game, it was close, and DeMar DeRozan sucked in the first game. So the Bulls were still in the game with DeMar DeRozan sucking, and then the Bucks were still struggling with DeMar DeRozan sucking. And we saw what the Bulls can do when DeMar DeRozan's going off, and the Bulls just have so much freaking firepower. I just feel like the Bulls really could take this one. That game, what was night before last? Vucevic, grab it, you can kick it out to anybody. Caruso, bang. You kick it out to DeMar, obviously, bang. You kick it out to
It's Precious on the Raptor. Okay.
Ayo though.
Zach LaVine, bang. It's just so much firepower on the Bulls.
All right, what about the Pelicans?
Cindy said move this year.
Wait, so who you got, Sid? Who you got? You gotta tell us who you got first.
Tonight? Or
for the series.
For the Bucks?
Yeah, Bulls.
Okay, I'm gonna make that my upset. So I'm gonna go with the Bulls. Just to
nice.
Okay. Oops.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bulls. But let's move on to the last game tonight. This is breaking my heart, y'all. Pelicans Suns, because Chris Paul just can't catch no dog. Great.
Wait, what happened? He got hurt?
D-Book is out.
His main man D-Book hurt.
Okay, come on. Then Chris Paul got to step up. Everybody got
D-Book
somebody.
is their offense.
Isn't he like 40-10?
Yeah, like Chris Paul is like the heart and soul of that team. But D-Book, Symone said, like, D-Book is their engine. Like, he's what makes them go. He's the dude that can go off. Like, Chris Paul, Chris Paul, he's great, but, like, he ain't dropping 50 points
Chris Paul is the floor general.
Yeah.
D-Book is the sniper, the offensive engine.
D-Book is the bang.
Bang.
Chris Middleton.
What's that?
How long are Chris Middleton and D-Book out for?
Their series, at least.
I don't know how long Chris Middleton is out, but for D-Book, they said 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh,
so
wow.
Definitely the rest of the series, plus if they move on, probably some of the next series, too.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Mad respect for D-Book, especially after he fist bumped the baby. I'm officially a fan.
That was so fire, though.
That was so fire. He was so smooth with it. I'm a fan now. However, I have a soft spot for the Pelicans, and this is our opportunity.
Oh, you really rooting for the Pels?
She rooting for the Dookie.
Yes, Brandon Ingram's my guy.
And Zion. No, I can understand that, but see, like you were saying, Chris Paul, man, he been doing this for a long time. He been doing this for a long time.
No, I'm sorry. Because, I mean, you talked about DeMar DeRozan. I feel the same thing about Brandon Ingram. Obviously, he hasn't been in the league as long as DeMar. But Brandon Ingram be grinding day in and day out, and we need to put some respect.
Did a trade for him to the Sixers.
Yeah, but I don't know what the Sixers, but Brandon Ingram be balling day in, day night, and out, putting the Pelicans on his back. The Pelicans should not be in the playoffs right now. Right. They shouldn't be in the playoffs. Right. I mean, based on their record, like I think they're probably one of the lowest, has one of the worst records to like make the playoffs. Yeah. And so first year coach. I mean, you can't like the Pelicans just have a lot of heart, and it's just fun watching them play. And like the game 2 was a blast to watch. And
it was.
Kevin Durant says that he doesn't like the Slim Reaper nickname, so we need to give it to Brandon. He's the Slim Reaper.
Now I agree. Man. Go ahead, Leonard.
Oh, I was just gonna say I love the heart of it, and I'm always rooting for an underdog. But I'm sorry if you watch the Suns play, I don't think Devin Booker going down matters at all. Like they have shooters everywhere. Like the whole team. It's just like when you watch them play, sometimes it's like when I see them play, I feel like I'm playing 2K, right? Like I control all the players. It's like one mind, and they're just clicking, right? And I know they dropped game 2, like but I won't even say they dropped game 2. The Pelicans took that. They did really well. They really took them out in the 4th. But the Suns they're at another level. I honestly don't think Devin Booker going down is going to matter at all. I think he was down for part of the season too, and I'm pretty sure they just kept rolling. So
that was Chris Paul.
Oh, Chris Paul. Okay.
People think it hurt.
He got hurt.
A little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
But one of the hamstrings, right? And I think this is his other one.
The other hamstring.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think I'm not saying it's gonna be a walk in the park at all. Like Suns will probably win out the series, but I'm saying I'm going for the Pelicans because they show a lot of heart, and I think we just need to respect Brandon Ingram for the he is.
And just to put a bow on Suns Pelicans, like Leonard said, I completely agree with you, and this is what I said too. The Suns are just a better overall unit. Now, the Pelican story is great. CJ McCollum coming at the trade deadline and willing his way along with Brandon Ingram.
Ingram's the only starter to be on the team like last year. Everyone's either a rookie or trade. Like, that's just crazy. And they're in the playoff. Like, you gotta. That's a heart.
And shout out to Jose Alvarado too. I mean, he's just beginning there being pesky, defensively getting steals. So no, the Suns are a great story, but the Suns just have a way better overall unit. And I said this too, like they had to scramble on the fly in game 2, losing D-Book out of nowhere. And the game was already tied at halftime. So they were already in a tough game with D-Book. So trying to adjust without D-Book mid-game, that was tough for them. But now they have time to kind of adjust and see what the game plan is going to be without D-Book. I think they'll adjust accordingly. I think the Suns will be fine.
So to put a wrap on this whole show, because I guess get antsy, y'all know me and Dylan were going for a minute, but I guess we got to respect their time. I think this is the perfect way to put a bow on it. But Zion, we brought up Zion. Huh?
Free Zion.
I don't like how the whole narrative, like I keep hearing like on just through TV background, I keep hearing like, oh, the way the Pelicans are playing, they're gonna make Zion want to stay. Make Zion want to stay. Them boys is balling for themselves. Why they're not auditioning to bring Zion? Why does Zion even want? Like, okay, if a player wants out, fine, but why? You got hurt. It's not like the team sucked and you're out there balling. You just want to be out, get out because you're balling and the team around you sucks.
Right.
They're not auditioning for Zion to stay in New Orleans. They're balling because they're ballers. I don't like that narrative like, now Zion's going to want to stay or they're going to make Zion want to stay.
That's a very good point.
They're balling without you, like 21 Savage said.
I agree. Like, two things to be true. They're balling because they're competitors and they want to win for sure. But Symone, like, they suck. Look at their record. They're going to need Zion. And so
they're definitely going to need Zion.
Have Zion on your team. He's a part of, and what I don't like is a narrative of like Zion not really being a part of the team, and also to the other narrative that they're performing for Zion, their team, and I think they both want each other. I don't like that narrative of, and like again, like Zion, he's been wanting to play, but the Pelicans have been extremely conservative. He's a competitor. I hate the narrative too of him. Oh, he don't want to play. He doesn't want to be in shape. No, he's been at the top of his game since high school. He was amazing at college. The few games he played, he dominated. So I think that's unfair. Their team, they want to play together, and Pelicans are trying to hold it down. without him, but I'm sure they would love to have him back as soon as they can. Like, who wouldn't want that?
There's no Duke bias there at all.
No, I agree with you 1,000%. And this is all narrative. Like, we haven't heard Zion say, y'all boys go out there and play for me. You know what I'm saying? This is all like media created narrative. But of course, they want Zion to be out there. Zion would take the team to another level. I'm just saying they need to stop saying like, oh, they're just playing well. Like, they need to prove to Zion to stay here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that.
Neither party owes anything to the other.
Exactly.
They're a team. They're balling for themselves, for their own respect. And again, like, the Pelicans should not be here right now. Like, they shouldn't be in the playoffs. Very true. Like, come on, Lakers. Like, there's so many other teams that should have this last spot.
So do y'all see Zion staying?
I don't know. No, but honestly, I have no idea I have no idea. I feel like it's hard to even before he got here, even before he was drafted, like when the Pelicans got the #1 pick, certain let's say the certain media networks would basically say, oh, like, how's Zion gonna figure his way out of New Orleans? It was like from the very beginning, it's like forcing this thing. But to me, it's like Sydney was saying, it's really unclear what Zion actually wants or what the Pelicans actually want. I know there are, other journalists are reporting like, oh, there's been some disconnect and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't necessarily, I think for him, the most important thing is just for him to be able to get like through a season, not being injured and be in a place where he can develop his NBA game. Like, if he's got that culture at Pelicans, fine. If he needs to go somewhere else for that, then, he should do what's best for him. But I don't necessarily see the Pelicans as being like not that place to do that.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. Like, I totally agree with that. And Brandon Ingram had the same thing. Like, when he got traded from the Lakers, people were like, oh man, I mean, obviously he probably want to stay on the Lakers, but Brandon Ingram was like, I like playing.
Lakers should have kept him. Caruso.
Yeah. No, but Brandon Ingram was like on the record saying like, I mean, obviously it'd be nice to stay in the Lakers, but he was like New Orleans actually feels more like home for me because I grew up in Kinston, North Carolina, and I just feel more at home in the South in New Orleans than I did living in LA. And he liked the development aspect of New Orleans. And so I think we have like some franchises like, oh, they want to get out of there, but I don't know. They haven't just expressed it. I mean, like, oh my God, get me out of New Orleans right now. So it's unfair to put that on them.
So stop the Dawn Hawks Zion trade rumors.
Nah, that video did well for me, so I might do another one.
Ew, why would he leave New Orleans to go to Atlanta?
Oh, that would be a fun team to watch, though. Oh my goodness.
You saw him pet the Hawk. He want to be a Hawk.
He pet the what?
You remember on draft night or lottery night or whatever, he pet the Hawk? You remember that video?
He just said that to ruffle some Hawks feathers.
You were the one that brought it up. You the one that looked at me, so stop the Zion that letter room.
I said stop them. You creating fake narratives. You got Pelicans fans shook because they see your rumors.
Like I said, that video did well, so I might do another one.
Look, Zion. Rebuild.
Okay, y'all. To put a bow on this, I'm gonna hit y'all with some rapid fire. The two series.
I just said I was put a bow on it.
I didn't hear you say that.
Go ahead.
2 bows on it.
Zion was the bow.
No, we gotta touch on all this. We got 2 series we need to touch on, but we're just gonna do them in rapid fire because they whatever. Anywho, we'll do this first one quick. We saw the Warriors go up 3-0 on the Nuggets last night, and no team has ever come back from 3-0. Are the Nuggets getting swept?
Yes.
Yeah, Warriors got too much.
Yeah, they getting swept. Bring out the brooms there. Then moving on. Okay, this one is actually a little bit of a closer series between the Utah Jazz and the Dallas Mavericks, but Dallas was able to get another win without Luka, and Luka might be available for Game 4. Is Dallas going to run away this series, or you think Utah is able to tie it up Game 4?
Mavs me and blow up the Jazz.
Jalen Brunson, the dog, bro.
I think the Jazz can bring it back, but it depends on their lineups and their coaching. We'll just see what happens with their defense, because I think they might have to do something with Rudy and maybe go small, but we'll see.
Okay.
They doing this without Luka.
Sydney, what do you think?
You said who you pick?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think the Jazz got it. I don't think they got that. They don't got that. They don't got that.
Talk about a trade rumor video. Donovan Mitchell to Atlanta is next. Free Donovan. # free Donovan. But all right, y'all.
Lastly, Sixers, Raptors.
Oh yeah, are the Raptors?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, no, going 7 games. Raptors against the Heat, second round.
Sorry.
Hey,
I said reverse sweep. Raptors win in 7. I'll see y'all in the second round against the Heat.
That's what I'm talking about, Leonard. That's what I'm talking about, Leonard. Yes, sir. Toronto Raptors, loud and proud. Leonard,
I like that. That's how you gotta be, Leonard.
That's how you gotta be. That's how you gotta be for real. Yes.
First to 4, not first to 3. I'll see y'all later.
They're gonna make history. They're gonna be the first to get back to 3. They're gonna make history.
It's first to 4, not first to 3. Well, all right.
All right, wrap it up.
Okay, so appreciate y'all for joining us. We got Sid with the Spizzorts, or Sid, aka the Science Kid. We got Leonard Nettie, our favorite Toronto Raptor, in the building here. You already
gotta come up with something for Leonard next time.
Yeah, we gotta come up with something. We'll get to it.
Y'all need to come up with something. My nicknames don't work either. Sorry.
Sid the Science Kid.
You don't like Sid the Science Kid or Sid with the Spizzorts?
Okay. Workshop it.
You can request a new one. We'll think.
Leave in the comments what my new nickname should be.
Okay, there you go. Some people will comment with that too. We'll see.
Let's see if Reginald Fields is one of my subscribers. He be watching to the beginning and the end. Reginald Fields, do you hear me? Reginald Fields, if you made it this far in the video, drop down below what Sid's name should be.
Y'all come up with a name for Leonard too. See, help us come up with a name for Leonard.
I'll have her by the end.
Appreciate it, y'all.
There you go. All right. But appreciate y'all joining us, giving us y'all insight, and giving us a peek inside of what it looked like when y'all was at that Celtics next game. We appreciate that. But make sure you guys like this video, comment with your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, check out the many links down below to buy us coffees, all that good stuff. Shop the Symone with the Spizzorts collection. And until we talk to y'all next time, y'all got any final thoughts?
Wrap it up.
SIAKAM Finals MVP. Also, do we get a cut of the coffee money?
We'll see. If they tip and say something like "love the guest," then yeah.
Playoffs are better without LeBron James.
Bye.
Love LeBron Joe, but it is what it is.
You heard it here first.
Bye.